is Joe from ArtAlienTV. Now today I've got a few things to show you, and some of this stuff is super weird, and I'm a bit confused by one of these finds, and I'm hoping some of you out there might have some good ideas about what we're actually seeing. This is Sol 1600 Perseverance rover. Now this is super weird. I may as well just show you it straight away and then tell you what I think it might be. Check that out. This is on the ground, right at the bottom of the image, almost on the edge of the page here. We've got a left and right view of it. It's highly reflective and looks kind of metallic. But it may not be metal, it just may be polished stone. But it's an alien. And if you look carefully here, you can see an eye here, one here. You can see a little nose there, and you can see a lower jaw just here, and these sort of pronounced cheek bones here. Okay? Absolutely insane. I mean, the detail on this is really, really good. If I zoom right in, you can see this jawbone here. See that? Underneath? Almost no teeth visible. If there are teeth in there, they're very small, I would say. Right? Although there seems to be one there, just there, right, pointing down. So there are teeth there, but they're not prominent in any way. Unlike some of the other statues and skulls that I've shown on Mars that have very big, uneven teeth. This thing is different. So is it actually a fossil? Now let me show the actual raw image here, just to prove that it's real. There's the raw image. Now, of course, these are quite difficult to look at, as I've said 100 times before, because they're very bright, they're over bright, they're bleached out, and they're very yellow. So you have to darken them up. In fact, in the right one, the eyes look slightly more prominent. There's one eye there, and there's another one there. Tiny little nose, as I've shown on other examples. The nose is almost non-existent. It's like two little tiny holes next to each other, right? And there's that jaw underneath with a tooth sticking down just there. You can see a tooth there. Super weird, right? And if that's not weird enough, there seems to be a petrified dog or some other similar creature here in the other image taken next to it. Just here. I've got a clip of that. You have a jaw here, a lower mandible. You've got a jawbone. You've got a snout here. And if you look carefully, we have a nose here, an eye here, and another eye here. It's all cracked. It's obviously eroded. Very strange, right? But it's not the only one. Other people have found these, and some of them are really good. I'll put some clips of some of them in. There's the eye, there's the other eye, there's the snout, and there's the mouth there. You can see mouth detail, lip detail here as well. And there's the jaw coming back here, okay? Encased in kind of clays and dust, fossilised. So that's an actual fossil, it looks like. This is the left one, and it's just mental. It's almost like it's made of titanium or some kind of alloy or something. It seems to be a fossil. A fossilised skull. And what may have happened. Now, we don't know, or at least we've not been told, what some of these skulls actually contain, what sort of material they're made of. NASA have never actually drilled into any of these. They wouldn't even have to drill a hole in it. They could just shoot a laser at it. The laser would make little round holes. You get like a row of holes, right? The laser would shoot into it, atomise the material, and then measure the light spectrum in the mass spectrometer that's on board. It may just be that it's mineralised in such a way and that the wind has kind of polished it and it has a sort of quite a high metallic content. Who knows? It's just super weird that it's so shiny and metallic looking. There it is. I mean, look at that. You can see the lower jaw there quite clearly. You can see a tooth there. You can see a little tiny nose, an eye there. This eye's a bit vague because it's kind of very bright here. But what I'll do, actually, I'll darken that down and let's see what we can pull out, get the eye detail to come out by just dropping the gamma down like that. There we are. Now you can see that eye there, as well as this one, then the nose, and you can really see the mouth there, that really stands out, and that little jewel at the bottom. Right, let's go the other way. Let's go bright and see what happens and see what we can see. Now you can see that tooth there, just there, sticking down. So there are teeth in there, but they're small, and that's the larger one there on the side. You can just about make out some little bits sticking up there. It's probably about 5 inches or 4 inches. That's my estimation. The fact is, we have a very shiny, strange, alien, metallic skull specimen. Sand is a very abrasive material when it's in a high wind. Even on Mars, with its low air density, it's quite abrasive and would polish anything that has a high sort of metallic content like this. And I have shown other examples of elongated skulls on Mars. Just to prove that point, I found another one just the other day, and here it is. Now this is very large. This is way, way bigger and is completely different and looks like a normal kind of fossil. It's not metallic in any way. We have a large elongated skull here, cranium sticking back here. We have an eye here, we have a nose here, and we have a mouth here with light material in the mouth, which looks like dentition. Different colour to the rest of it. And it even has a strange detail. Let me go back a little bit like this, and I'll use the magnifier to point it out for you because it's easier. This is Sol 1613, right? So this is another really recent one. There's the eye, there's the nose, there's the mouth, and the weird thing about this mouth, it seems to have a ring going through the upper lip. There's a lip there, and a sort of ring or something similar going through it like this. It may look a bit cracked and weathered, like a lot of these things are on Mars. And the cranial bones here look like they're split down the middle a bit here, and there's lots of damage up here. And if I darken it down, like I did with the other one, some of that may stand out better for you. I tend to slightly over-brighten the things sometimes. There we are. Now you can really see, when you darken it down, that mouth has much brighter material in it there, just there. And now you can see that ring just there, sticking out. It goes like, it's like it's going through the lip. So this is a lip here, and we have light material there in the mouth. Now the nose is more prominent. This looks like it's eroded and broken a bit, but it's not a huge nose. It's quite long. And we have the eye just there. And then the skull comes back, elongated like most of these are on Mars. I've shown multiple examples of these. This looks like one of the more common types, and these are really big. Some of these people that walked around on Mars were much taller than us, much bigger. And of course the lower gravity would make that much easier on Mars to do. To me, that detail there looks like a ring. And then there was one other thing, which I may as well throw in here as well, just to make it a little bit more longer. Sol 1610, Petrified Tree, possible. So up here we have what looks like a petrified tree stump. There, right? And in here, on the ground, we have what looks like a part of that tree. Here, so like a section, a broken off section. And you can see the grain going through it here, like wood. Okay? And then over here, there's a huge part, like a long log section, or branch or part of the trunk, if it is a tree, just here, okay? Let's go in again. Right, I'll show you the magnifier this time. Tree stump, possibly. Right? Then we have what I'm calling the middle section. Right? Let's go in a bit closer. You can see that pretty clearly without the magnifier. You can see the grain in here where it's kind of rotted away. It looks like it's rotted away and then but the petrified in the extreme cold. Right? Like a lot of things do on Mars. Mars is perfect for petrification. As I've said 100 times before, because it's so cold and dry. Things will petrify really easily. When it gets so cold at night, things will freeze and then gradually mineralise. And it wouldn't take that long, okay, because it's that cold. There we are. Here's the longer part on the right here. And you can actually see that there's a different texture on the outside here, which is more bark-like here. And then we have, where it's split here, what looks like an inner texture, where we have the grain inside here. So you can see it going from long, smoother but quite rough looking bark to inner wood texture. It seems like a grain inside. That's the main section, the large section. And you can see the clear difference between texture here and here. On the right, you've got this kind of grain inside, like a piece of wood. I mean, this is over probably 18 inches in length. This is huge. The person that wore this skull was very large, I would say. 10 foot, 8 foot, possibly taller. I mean, who's to know for sure, but it's big, right? This is quite a long way off and it still looks big. So that is large. That's well over 12 inches. I would say 18, maybe 15 to 20 inches, something like that. Something like that. Check out some of my other recent videos. Mars Glyphs and Burial Exposed. That was pretty cool, that one, if you haven't seen that already. And check out this video here, Mars Rod UFOs, Night Flying Objects. There's actually moving footage in this one. It's quite a low frame rate, but it's movie footage. And you can see these crazy things flying around near Phobos, or this rod thing in the sky, in the night sky. So the rover's actually able to film at night when it's like minus 80 degrees. How the hell does that camera work if it's that cold? Because normally they would have to sort of warm the rover up for hours to operate in the morning, and they start operating around sort of midday-ish. Once the rover's warmed up, it gets the heat from the radioactive material in the heat exchange system on board, and that gives it enough heat to warm up, and it takes a while to get everything running. So how the hell was it taking photos at like 3 or 4 in the morning when it's like minus 80 or colder? It could be a minus 120. That's crazy, right? I mean, that's absolutely insane. So yeah, check these out. Lots of things to see here, as always. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.